These, my friends, are the top selling, not the most reliable, not the most dependable, not the vehicles with the best resale value or lowest cost of ownership, although some of these vehicles may fall under that category, but the top selling. So in other words, the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs in the U.S. I know we're getting bent over the water cooler by dealerships jacking up the prices over MSRP, blaming the microchip shortage or the supply chain. Forget that for a moment. Just put it out of your mind, because in some cases, used car prices are more expensive than their newer counterparts these days. We're going to look at some real numbers today, some real hard facts, undisputed data about which vehicles are selling best. The big question amid this pandemic and this price gouging is, why are the following vehicles outselling other cars and trucks and SUVs? Let's get started. With over 407,000 vehicles sold, the RAV4 is the best-selling crossover in the U.S. market. That's because these things are extremely reliable, incredibly fuel efficient, and have a long service life, in addition to offering the best of the worlds of sedans and SUVs. Trailing behind the RAV4 is its Japanese cousin, the CR-V, with 361,000 sales. The CR-V boasts the largest trunk in the segment, great fuel economy, and mediocre off-road performance, although I think it's better than that. It's also one of the most reliable cars on the market right now. It offers gasoline power as well as hybrid variants that you can choose from. The interior is modern but feels just like any other contemporary Honda. The first sedan on this list is unsurprisingly the Toyota Camry, the vehicle that has been the go-to sedan for people looking for reliable and comfortable means of getting around town. Toyota sold 313,000 units of this fine sedan over the last year. The Camry first came out in 1983 in pure Japanese fashion, has established itself as a dependable family car ever since. If you want a vehicle that can take you from point A to point B indefinitely without drama, this is the one. The next vehicle on this best-selling list is another Japanese crossover SUV with 285,000 sales in 2021. The Nissan Rogue can be thought of as Nissan's equivalent of the RAV4 or CR-V. Nissan has made some serious improvements in this crossover over the last year. That can be seen in the 25% increase in sales of the vehicle as compared to 2020. The Rogue provides a near-perfect balance between the driving manners of a sedan and the utility of an SUV. Now, the first real SUV on this list is America's favorite off-road vehicle, the Grand Cherokee. Jeep sold 264,000 of these last year. This American SUV is available as a 2-row as well as a 3-row model. Owing to its reputation as a capable off-road machine that offers ample interior space and amenities, Jeep sold 26% more Grand Cherokees as compared to 2020 sales numbers. With a new 2-row model plan, this SUV sales are only expected to go up. This 3-row SUV from the Japanese automaker has managed a bit fewer sales than the Grand Cherokee at 264,000. That was a very good year for the Highlander as it climbed up the bestseller rank with 24% more sales than the last year. The Highlander is regarded as one of the most dependable vehicles in the 3-row SUV segment. It comes with traditional Japanese reliability, a modern design, and all the small interior features and amenities you need from a modern SUV. The Civic has been on the best-selling list since it came out in 1973, so we're looking at almost 50 years. If you want a car just for going to and from work that you can take on the intercity trips, the Civic is one of the best options on the market. Honda sold 263,000 of these in 2021, a 1% increase from the year before. Sales were rather slow for the Civic in the first quarter, but things improved once the redesigned Civic went on sale. Mid-size trucks today are just like crossovers, and in this segment, the Tacoma outsells its competition by a large margin. Toyota sold 252,000 Tacomas last year. These trucks are available in a variety of different variants. You can have a rear-wheel drive for the road or a four-wheel drive for off-road in a single or crew cab configuration, as per your hauling needs. If you want the absolute best of an off-road truck, the Tacoma TRD Pro is a great option. Another of the chronic bestsellers is the Corolla. Ever since Toyota released this car in 1966, people bought it like crazy. It's one of the cars that made personal mobility possible for the masses. The result, Toyota has sold 50 million of these so far, the highest number of any car sales ever. In 2021, 249,000 sales. It fell behind its arch rival, the Civic, but it still is and will be, for a long time to come, one of the best-selling cars of all time. If you take a Chevy Silverado and stick a bunch of fancy stuff and nice materials inside it, you get the GMC Sierra. If the F-Series is the favorite truck of the working-class American, the Sierra is what millionaires buy. I'm just exaggerating. Just like the Silverado, Sierra also comes in the standard 1500 and the beefed-up heavy-duty models. GM sold 248,000 of these luxury trucks last year, 4% less than the year before, but still earning it quite a high spot on the bestseller list. The Explorer is the American answer to the Highlander, and the two were very close at the start. However, with the TRD Pro badging, the Highlander's sales spiked 24% compared to last year, leaving the Explorer with its 219,000 sales in the dust. The Explorer is a great vehicle in itself, but when you are competing against one of the most well-established nameplates of one of the biggest automakers in the world, being great is just not enough, apparently. You can't name a more American SUV than the Jeep Wrangler. Okay, maybe the Hummer could be more American. Bring someone from the uncontacted Brazilian tribes and show them the Wrangler and they'll scream, "Ah, that's an American SUV." Again, sarcasm. Jeep has been made sure to offer a lot of options in the Wrangler, including an optional V8, a diesel V6, and even a plug-in hybrid. That seems ridiculous, but it's cool. The Wrangler remains America's favorite off-road vehicle, with sales 2% higher than last year. Surprisingly or not surprisingly, Honda's answer to the Camry has fallen far behind in the bestseller list and is bested even by its own younger sister or younger brother, the Civic. Honda handed over the keys of 202,000 Accords to happy customers last year, a 2% increase over 2020. And just like the Camry, there's nothing fun about owning or driving an Accord per se. It is a vehicle meant just to transport you from A to B with reliability year after year, and that's what it does, and that's why most people want an Accord. The Tesla Model Y is the best-selling EV in the U.S. market as per 2021 sales numbers. It is a pleasant surprise to see one of these on the list. That indicates a shift in buyers from gas-powered vehicles to EVs, a much-needed shift if you ask me. However, there's a little caveat attached to the 172,700 units sold last year. Tesla does not officially release sales numbers for their vehicles, and this is an estimate from Automotive News. The CX-5 is not the best-selling crossover, not by a long shot, but it is a good vehicle, one that you can drive reliably and economically on and off-road. 168,000 of these were sold last year, a 15% increase over last year's numbers. I'm not surprised. The CX-5 stands out for its athletic handling, cutting-edge safety features, and modern interior design that's distinctly different from other compact crossovers on the market. Still, it's a long way to go if Mazda aims to beat the likes of CR-V and RAV4 in sales numbers. Again, just 168,000. Chevy has seen better days as far as Equinox sales are concerned. It's the only compact SUV that has seen a decline in sales over last year. Chevy still managed to sell 165,000 in 2021. Things might improve for this American compact crossover in 2022 as it got a new design, but only if Chevy can deliver this vehicle on time and buyers don't have to pay premiums to the dealerships. Even though the sales of the Forester were down a massive 13% this year, you are still more likely to spot a Forester in a parking lot than any other Subaru. It is the best-selling model by the Japanese automaker. The reason Subaru managed to sell just 154,000 of these last year is partly that the bigger Outback is available at comparable prices and offers much more in a station wagon body than its compact crossover. If you want a pickup truck but want something more upscale, the Silverado is what you need to buy. Chevy sold 519,000 of these last year, a 13% decline in sales over last year, and for the first time in a very long time, it was outsold by Ram. Still, the Silverado maintains its reputation of being the more comfortable and luxurious alternative to the Ram and F-Series and is favored by people who want the best of utility and comfort. Beating the Silverado from second place in 2021 is the Dodge Ram family of trucks. Here again, you have a choice of a number of models with different sizes and engine powers. The biggest one of them is the Ram 3500. While the F-Series is known for being extremely reliable and utilitarian, Ram trucks are known to be rugged workhorses that people use to haul equipment and crew on weekdays and then take their family to a picnic on the weekend. Ram managed to sell 569,000 of these in 2021. Well, topping the list with 726,000 sales, the F-Series remained the most popular vehicle in the U.S. market last year. I'm not surprised, and probably you either. It managed to keep the first spot in the list even after seeing an 8% decline in sales over the last year due to the global chip shortage. These vehicles are not only immensely reliable, but the lineup also offers all sizes of trucks, from the rather domesticated F-150, which I have, to the all-out monster of a truck, the F-750, with a gross combined weight rating of 50,000 pounds. No matter what you need for a pickup truck, F-Series always has a model for you. The Outback is probably the most popular station wagon available in the U.S. market right now. No doubt about it. No competition, really. Subaru sold 154,000 Outbacks last year, a 1% increase from the year before. And the future looks bright as Subaru has launched a new off-road focused Wilderness Edition for 2022 with 9.5 inches of ground clearance and other off-road enhancements. The first Korean car to make the list is none other than everyone's favorite compact crossover, the Tucson, not to be confused with the Tucson. It is the Tucson. Hyundai did a radical redesign of this last year, and it seems people are liking it, as there was a 22% increase in sales over the last year. The Korean automaker totaled 150,000 sales in 2021, and if this trend continues this year, we'll see this crossover quite high on the list next year. The Escape from Ford has secured a position on this list, but that's not much of an achievement. Ford sold 19% fewer Escapes in 2021 than it did in 2020. Part of the reason for that is the redesigned Bronco Sport, which, is way better. The new and improved Bronco Sport has managed to get 108,000 sales, still less than the 145,000 units the Escape has sold, but enough to adversely impact the Escape sales. However, Bronco or Escape, money is still going in Ford's pocket. One of my favorites. In a world dominated by unibody crossovers, a body-on-frame SUV might appear a bit dated, but people still seem to like it a lot. The Toyota 4Runner has managed to sell 12% more vehicles than it did last year in 2020, totaling 144,000 sales in 2021. Let's keep that trend going. The 4Runner has always had a special place in my heart and the heart of many hardcore SUV lovers. People who want to get the most out of the vehicle when it comes to going off-road, they pick this one. It's been delivering that since 1984. This three-row SUV from Honda managed to secure a spot on the list, even though it has been the same since 2016. The sales of the Honda Pilot were up 16% over last year's numbers, coming in at 143,000 units. The Pilot is an interesting vehicle. Just like Honda's Ridgeline is a hybrid between a minivan and a pickup, the Pilot is a hybrid between an SUV and a minivan, and it is a good one at that. Honda sold 137,000 units of the HR-V, the smallest vehicle in their lineup. While other subcompact crossovers try to make a mark with aggressive and bold styling, the HR-V has a subdued exterior and a minimalist interior. It does shine through when it comes to cargo carrying capacity. However, the rather boring four-cylinder fails to bring in any fun to its driving experience. Still, it gets the job done, and that's what buyers want. To see the full list of the top-selling cars, trucks, and SUVs for 2021, check the link in the description below this video.
One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.